What does pain mean to you? Your answer predicts your recovery. Lesson 1. Context matters. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. Albert Einstein. Everything we experience is based on context. Sight, hearing, taste, smell, touch. Is sight influenced by context? Look at the gray bar. You probably see the left side being a lighter shade of gray than the right side. Although the bar is the exact shade of gray throughout, it only appears as a continuum shade of gray as the background where it's being perceived is changing. What would happen if I covered the background and simply showed the bar without any context? As you can now clearly see, without the background, the bar is now perceived as it is, a solid shade of gray. Without the background information, the brain gets it correct. It seems evident that the background matters. Fact. How a person perceives anything is always influenced by the context in which it is perceived. Does square A appear darker than square B? The fact is that square A and B are the exact same shade of gray. Since B is seen between two dark gray boxes in a checkered pattern, the shade of B becomes a prediction. A false prediction, that is. When viewed out of the context of the checkerboard and no shadow from the green cylinder, you can clearly see that square A and B are the same shade of gray. The intention of this optical illusion is to once again demonstrate how everything that is experienced by our sight is unconsciously influenced by the context in which it is experienced. When it comes to sight, context matters. Is hearing influenced by context? Yes. Imagine you're at a party and somewhere in the background you hear a knock on the door. You probably would not think twice about it. Now imagine hearing that exact same sound, the same knock on the door, but it is in the middle of the night while you're in bed. When it comes to hearing, context matters. Context determines the meaning we give to a sound. In one context, a sound is of little importance. In another context, the exact same sound could mean danger. When it comes to sight, context matters. Is taste influenced by context? Imagine a person in a fancy restaurant celebrating a new job promotion and drinking a very expensive glass of wine from the menu. Now imagine the same person drinking the same wine out of a plastic cup in a dingy bar as they've just lost their job. When it comes to taste, context matters. The exact same wine, a completely different tasting experience. When it comes to hearing, context matters. The exact same sound, a completely different hearing experience. When it comes to sight, context matters. The exact same shade of gray, a completely different visual experience. Is smell influenced by context? Imagine you're a mom. You've slept well, your baby is all happy, and now you need to change your baby's diaper. You'd probably be okay with the experience, as the foul odor wouldn't bother you much. Now imagine you're forced to change the diaper of your friend's baby. In addition, you lack sleep. The baby is screaming. The same smell, but in this scenario, you may feel disgusted. When it comes to smell, context matters. The exact same foul poop smell, a completely different experience. When it comes to taste, context matters. When it comes to hearing, context matters. When it comes to sight, context matters. Is touch influenced by context? Imagine that someone you care for gently strokes the back of your hand. You would probably feel good, smile, and be okay with it. Now imagine that a creepy stranger on a bus, without your consent, touches the back of your hand. Although the sensation of the touch would be identical in both scenarios, your nervous system would obviously interpret the two sensations very differently. The physiological response to each touch would be completely different. Sense safe on one side, breathing rate, heart rate. Ah! In the first scenario, one would sense safe. There would be a decrease in breathing rate, a decrease in heart rate, a decrease in blood pressure perhaps, decreased muscle tension. And in the other scenario, there would be a sense of danger. There would be an increase in breathing rate, an increase in heart rate, an increase in blood pressure, an increase in muscle tension. Fact: both touches create the identical sensations in the back of the hand. However, how a person responds is not just about the touch sensation, it's all about the context in which the touch is experienced. When it comes to touch, context matters. If your brain believes something is safe and non-threatening, it will feel no need to protect you. On the other hand, if your brain believes something is potentially harmful and threatening, it will feel a great need to get your attention and protect you. Context determines the meaning we give to a touch. In one context, a touch can be a positive experience. In another context, the exact same touch could mean danger. When it comes to smell, context matters. Context determines the meaning we give to everything we smell. When it comes to taste, context matters. Context determines the meaning we give to everything we taste. When it comes to hearing, context matters. Context determines the meaning we give to everything we hear. When it comes to sight, context matters. Context determines the meaning we give to everything we see. Every sensation is influenced by the context in which it is experienced, which ultimately determines the meaning we give to the sensation that is experienced. You may be thinking, what does this all have to do with pain? The fact is that pain is also a sensory experience. When it comes to chronic pain, focus must not be on resolving the pain, but on changing the context in which it is experienced, which will ultimately change the meaning given to pain. So, what is the context in which you are currently experiencing pain in? What if it's something dangerous? What if I never get better? If I'm this bad now, what's going to happen when I'm older? Versus, my body is strong, healthy, and safe. There are still a lot of things I can do. I trust my doctor and therapist. Your answers predict your recovery. When it comes to chronic pain, pain isn't the problem. Context is. Change the context, and pain changes with it. This is the end of Lesson 1, Context Matters. Please view Lesson 2, The Itch Loop.